I don't know what to say.
What are we making today?
Okay. Alright, so my name's Carter and this is Carter Eats, and today I'm gonna do something I've never done before, and that's 1, make a YouTube video, and 2, make croissants. So here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go put my hair up so that I don't get hair in the food that I'm making, and I'll be right back. So I look like your mom in 1993 going to the pond, and I've got my recipe right here, and we're just gonna follow along. So first thing is 4 tablespoons of softened butter are gonna go in here, along with 500 grams of flour, 50 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of yeast. If you forget to soften your butter ahead of time and leave it to room temperature, you can just put it in your armpit, which is what I did. All right, so we need 4 tablespoons of butter, and we need it like chopped up into like tablespoon amounts. So that's what I'm gonna do here. It's pretty soft. I'm using some nicer butter than you might get at your typical grocery store. Like 2 sticks of this cost the same amount as 4 regular sticks, so I'm feeling like extra broke today, but that's where we're at. Okay, 500 grams of flour, so that's about 4 cups. I'm just gonna put my mixer bowl on my scale, and I'm gonna zero it out. So about 4 cups, but the reason that you wanna measure it with your scale is so that you get the actual correct amount, because if you're just scooping it like this, even if you're leveling it, it's going to be really packed in there, and that's not what you want. You'll end up with way more flour and a way drier dough. So I'm at 440 right now. So, okay, now I'm at 460. So I just have to be really careful. I don't want to go over. Okay, I could have just dumped that in from the beginning because it was exactly 500.
Are you proud of yourself?
I did it, I'm so proud. Okay, now I'm gonna zero that out again, and we need 50 grams of sugar. So that's about half a cup. 50, 2 teaspoons salt. I should have filled this up beforehand, I guess, because that's it. That's all the rest of my salt. All right, so we need a tablespoon of yeast. And this is instant yeast. You don't want to use like this is instant, or what is it called? Active dry? No, rapid rise. You don't want to use that active dry, or it's gonna take a lot longer. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna combine these on low until, you gotta plug it in. There we go. Okay, now I'm combining everything on low, just until it's like all the way combined in here. And I'm gonna get my milk ready. So I need 360 milliliters of milk. 1 milliliter of liquid weighs the same as 1 gram. So basically I need like 360 grams of milk. I don't feel very organized today.
You may or may not have what I would describe as new milk on your shirt.
You got milk on me?
Or
no, it's flour.
Oh no.
So this is what happens when you only wear black and then you have to cook with flour. Anyways, so I'm going to slowly stream the milk in, and then once it's all combined, I'm going to turn it up to medium, and I'm going to let that knead on here for like 5 minutes. And it's about medium now, and so I'm gonna let this incorporate for about 5 minutes until I have a nice smooth dough ball, and then we're gonna move on from there. So I'm gonna clean while this goes, and then I'll check back. Actually, I'm gonna have to sit here like this so that my kitchen island doesn't move around. So it's been a couple minutes. It's been about like 2 minutes. So the dough is still really sticky. So I'm gonna let it go for a couple more minutes until it's like smoother to the touch. So you can see that it's still really sticky, like it hasn't formed a dough mass at all, and it's like absolutely sticking to my fingers, so that's not what we want. So we want it to be a really smooth mass that's gonna stick together and not be super sticky. So I'm gonna let it go for 3 or 4 more minutes. All right, I'm just gonna check on this again. Still pretty sticky. I'm gonna let it keep going until it's like smoother. You can see towards the bottom it's a little, no, it's still sticky. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, so it's been about 6 or 7 minutes. It's not all the way ready yet, so I'm just gonna keep going. So this is the point every time I'm baking where I get really nervous that it's not working out, and that would be because it's taking a lot longer to get like smooth than I expected, and I'm nervous that I f***ed it up. It's still a little sticky, and yeah, like I said, this is when I start to get nervous that it's not turning out. I'm gonna keep going. If you can hear this over the sounds of my rattling pots and pans, you can kind of hear the dough like slapping on the sides, and I think that's how you know maybe it's ready. I'm not an expert, but this looks like a lot better. See how it's like, ooh, it's like one solid piece, and it's a lot less sticky. Okay, this is definitely more what we wanted versus like what I had the last time. I'm just gonna lightly flour this so it doesn't super stick, because the next step is that this is gonna go chill in the fridge for 30 minutes. Yeah, so you can see that it's like it's a lot smoother, and it's like really not sticking to my hands. I have a little bit of flour on my hands, so that's partially why, but it's really not sticking too much. So I'm gonna put this into like a vague rectangle so that when it comes out of the fridge, I can roll it out more easily, because that's going to be the next step, to roll it into a rectangle. Oh my god, it smells so good.
Like, you're gonna wrap it up, right? You're gonna wrap it in parchment? You're gonna wrap it in cling wrap?
Yeah.
Which one? Just yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to wrap this up with plastic wrap, and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and we're gonna go to the next thing. Okay, plastic wrap makes me want to jump off a cliff.
Because of the environmental impact, or because it's a pain in the work with?
It's just all of the above. But I guess I could use tin foil. But see, I didn't make it long enough. This looks like shit. Let's put it in the fridge. 30 minutes. Oh, there's pizza.
Let's take it out and eat it.
We should eat a snack.
We should eat a snack. Is that a segment? We should eat a snack, and we eat a snack on camera?
So while that guy's in the fridge, what we're gonna make is the butter block thing that we have to laminate all the layers with. So lamination is the process in pastries like croissants, or if you get like a baked brie and like that crunchy, fluffy thing on the outside, that is a laminated dough. So you use butter to create all of those many layers throughout your dough and throughout your pastry. So this one has like 81 layers at the end of it. So we're gonna make the butter block, and the first thing we're gonna do is disregard what the recipe said and do it a different way, which I thought was a good idea for the first time I ever made croissants, to combine like 3 to 4 recipes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold these 2 pieces of parchment paper to a 7 by 10 inch rectangle. I'm gonna fold both of them that way, and then I'm gonna slam my butter in between it, and then I'm gonna roll it out. Okay. Oh poop. I already messed it up.
Oh poop.
Oh poop. It's okay. If you mess something up, don't worry. It's fine. Yeah. So that's 10 inches. Approximately. And then we want it to be 7 inches tall. Okay. Is that 7? Yes. Alright. 7 by 10. We did it. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut my 3/6 of butter. And I'm gonna put them like in this little square here. So I'm just gonna try to make somewhat even pieces. I wanna just eat this with a spoon.
Lengthwise. That's like when you see someone bite into a Kit Kat, like, and not break the pieces off. I'm having the same emotional content.
Well, the reason I'm doing it lengthwise is, oh no. It's like really soft because it's at room temp, which is what you want. But it's harder to work with than expected. No, so the reason I'm cutting it lengthwise is because I'm trying to create this rectangle and I don't want it to get like too thick.
I was also too thick as a child, and it was definitely because of butter. So.
No. Okay, now that you have something like this.
It looks ugly.
No, it looks pretty. It's butter. Now I'm gonna take my second piece and I'm gonna lay it on top. And so basically the reason I folded both of these together is so that I could create like a little pocket. So now I'm just gonna line them up and fold. I'm gonna pocket my butter in here. So now that I wrapped my butter up in a little butter pocket, and my pocket is 7 by 10. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll all of the butter so it gets in the corners, but it doesn't like explode out. And that's how I'm gonna get my nice flat butter block. Now I've got my beautiful butter block. It's approximately 7 by 10. It's a little bigger, but oh, it's time. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. We don't need this until tomorrow. And now we're gonna move on to the next part. Now what I need to do is roll my dough into a 14 by 10 inch rectangle, and then we're gonna chill that overnight. And then tomorrow we're gonna come back and put it all together and then actually shape the croissants. And I have this awesome like mat that has the measurements on it. So for this part, I don't need to use my roller, so I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest. So I'm just gonna brush off the excess flour from here. So I don't want it to be like too floured. Okay, so we want this to be 14, what did I say? 14 by 10. So it's already like 14 inches long. So I gotta be a little careful because I don't want it to get too long. So I'm gonna roll it from the 4 to the 14 and the 4 to the 18. Basically, your only goal of this is to get it to be like an even thickness while also being a rectangle and being the correct size. So, like I said, 10 by 14. So, let's see. That's 10 by 14. It's so cute. It's so like soft too. I love it. I love you. If you tell your baked goods that you love it, they'll taste better. And that's a proven fact. This is gonna go back on my parchment paper and I'm gonna cover it with plastic wrap and it's gonna sit in the fridge overnight, 4 hours to overnight. I'm gonna do overnight tonight and then tomorrow we're gonna come back and finish the rest. The other thing about plastic wrap is that when you want it to stick to stuff, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Just why? Like, I'm like, oh, 2 pieces of plastic wrap, please stick together. And it's like, I won't though. And then the 1 piece of plastic wrap, however.
We'll stick to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Plastic
Plastic
wrap
wrap
with it?
exists in a superposition.
Plastic wrap is like, it's like its own element. It's like when you are putting like a USB cord like in the slot and you have to turn it like 4 to 5 times before you can get it in the right way.
Yeah.
Like it goes to a different dimension.
Yeah, the superposition.
Yeah. How are you gonna not stick? That's the point. I just almost dropped it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're too early on in the episodes to have your first meltdown cry, so.
I never cry. Okay. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.